So you want to play Elite Dangerous, right? Well, let me tell you what. If you're looking to explore, um, you won't run out of places to visit, as you can visit the entire damn area, and even out here. Sort of. If you manage to find a star out here, well, that's on you. Wouldn't go. I myself wouldn't go to it because that would just be such a hazard. Stars forever away. Distance is unknown. I get some out here. If you keep it going, you eventually just find nothing. At the edge of the Kepler's crest, there is absolutely nothing. Throughout a lot of this map, there's nothing. Most of the outer edges. But to take a trip over here, here's 17,000 light years. I don't even think I'd be able to plot this. Because you can only plot to a certain distance. Usually. Yep. Yeah, if it's too far, too many jumps, you won't be able to actually plot out to it. I actually change those settings because they were different before. Because you can change your settings, how you want to take routes. You can go the cheap way and take really long to get there, the fast way, or the fast way with the mega fast way, also known as the highway, neutron star highway. The more advanced way is to plot directly from star to star, but just doing a normal plot often gets you a star jump. The blue line in your plot represents that star jump on a neutron star, a boosted jump. An orange line represents a normal jump that your ship is able to do, without being boosted. If, per se, you see a dotted line, what is this? That means at your current field levels conditions, you won't make it here, but it's part of your route to get there. Look at markers, exploring, telling you the last place you can feel before you just kind of float away. There's many things to do in Elite Dangerous, and even more when you get into Odyssey. I am playing Odyssey because personally I find it better than Horizons, which a while ago was integrated into the base game. Fun things to do include exploring. That's what this ship is made for. Explore. If you ever want to get into free cam, 9 times out of 10, you'll have to rebind the key. It can be found in settings. Things are also different if you're playing Horizons over Odyssey. In Horizons, there's one key set controls all keys, all controls and keys. Odyssey, 4 key sections. The options, you go to controls. You have your 4 key settings: on foot, SRV, ship controls, and general controls. Looking for the camera uh, is general controls, and once you find it, free camera. Is it free camera? Looking for a specific key to trigger the free camera. Camera suite. You're gonna change the suite keys. Toggle camera suite. Just change it to whatever. I'd recommend having them all the same key. So that way, whether you're walking around, you're in your ship, you're in your SRV, all the same button. You don't have to waste mapping more keys. Additionally, if you really want to get into having a key for everything, it's best to get some kind of additional keyboard, like Stream Deck. You have a bunch of other random keys that can be completely customized. In terms of something else you should change, recommendation and ship under miscellaneous. I think so. Some cases this is automatically bound to something. 9 times out of 10 you won't use it. These the same with the Stream Deck. If you have Stream Deck or additional keyboard for different keys, you can use you can set these for different things, so it's easier to do it instead of using a any one of your weapon loadouts. Night vision is what I recommend though. Changing that to something else. A lot of the function keys aren't actually used, so take advantage of that. That they don't get used much for a lot of default keys. Like that's one. It's default. There's like 3 of the function keys I think that are default bound to something. And that's it. My personal recommendation, if you want to use an SRV at all, is actually to have a controller for the SRV. It's drastically easier, in my opinion, than playing keyboard with the keys. So in Elite Dangerous, you have your ship that you're in. You know, you have your ship. You have your player. You have these things in the ship called modules. They do different things. You can get different grades, qualities. Engineer them, make them better. Make your ship better. Get a better ship. You start with a sidewinder. It's a magical little thing that does basically nothing. Having the DLC, just actually the base game with Horizons. Upon completion of the tutorial, you get an option to have a planetary ops sidewinder or a normal sidewinder. If you want to get right into exploration, take the planetary ops sidewinder, and then literally fuck off to the nearest random system in the game. Initially, you'll start in the starter zone, Federation's pilot training area after the tutorial. If you go in the galaxy map, you'll be able to identify any of the systems with that symbol. It's a restricted Pilots Federation system. As a new player, you can visit any one of these, and you'll still be able to have access to these. The moment you leave one of these systems and dock somewhere that's not in any of these systems, you will lose access entirely to all these systems, never to be reclaimed again. My personal recommendation, unless you're really bad at the game, like you really don't know how to fly or anything, you can just leave. It's not that big of a deal. Do the missions that they give you first in there, the starter missions until you get the mission to leave the system, to go explore. the outer reaches of the galaxy. Then that's great. Congratulations, you're out of the starter area. You now have access to the all system. If you're going for combat, there is training simulations you can run in order to take practice in combat, flight, all the shenanigans that go on with combat. As it is combat can be a very fast-paced situation and really dangerous most of the time, especially if you're fighting another player, which you hopefully won't have to do. Now there are normal ways to get around the system. This way, I am doing now, called a Hyperspace Jump. You go from system to system, and depending on your ship's modifications, your ship's weight, you'll be able and frame shift drive itself, you'll actually be able to jump further or closer at a maximum to what's allowed. If you want to know how far you can fly, simply go to press 4 or whatever it is to pull up the right menu view on the system. You're going to go to ship, tab, all the way down to the status. Oops. You'll see the jump range. Top 2. You have your current and your unladen. Your unladen, generally speaking, is the jump distance you can go for a jump when you're carrying nothing. It also kind of depends like that on your equipment. So they both depend on your ship's mass. Your current is besides being dependent on your ship's mass and equipment, is also based on ship cargo. Complex methods simple methods to get exploration data just to do this to the systems with a full spectrum scanner. You need to be in Super Cruise and not moving. It should be the right next to the enter key. I don't know what it's called. It's quotations and single and double quotations. That key. That's right next to backspace or whatever it is for your other control presets. You press that and it opens up into this view. You're initially gonna have to do whatever. If you're playing mouse and keyboard, it's the middle mouse wheel. It's gonna do a full spectrum scan of the system to identify all bodies in this planetary bodies data in the system. There's a little bar here. You can move. If you see where there's little breaks in the line, that's where there are active signals that you have yet to scan. If there's no more signals of that signal strength, signal variant in the system anymore, the little break will go away. As you notice, as I scan more and more in this system, those breaks start to go away. If there's many different signals in the same break area, the break will stay. You've noticed how that break just went away. Was a break right next to here? It's gone because there's no more signals on that signal variant. Once you're done, you get the notification system scan complete. That is just astronomically, but in terms of exploration and money, and the full spectrum scanner, that's all that matters. Because there's no valuable base planets here, simply going to leave. If you get close in Super Cruise, if you get too close to a mass body, a planet, sun, star, in some cases a much bigger ship flying in Super Cruise near you sometime, you'll get that pop-up that you saw earlier, slow down. It's not directly telling you to slow down, it's telling you that you're slowing down because of the gravitational mass in your present area. That's generally speaking from a planet or sun nearby. Let's see if I jump in. Every time you jump in at the system's local star. If there's anything good here, there isn't. At some point, we will be showing off the how to get even more money from the scans. Generally speaking, scanning. This offers thousands of credits. We're talking like 5,000 for most general systems. Of Yeah, most systems average you around at 5,000 credits ish each. Ones with more bodies will actually, they'll give you a little more. There's a value sheet somewhere out there. It'll be easy to find if you want the specific value of everything. So normally scanning things like this, that's your low value scan. Uh, but generally speaking, unless you're looking for a mission objective, you don't want to be down here in this lower section of the bar. Like from here to the left is basically useless because you're just gonna start scanning things that won't give you anything. If you notice, my computer stopped dying when you scan something. When you get to this actual data comprehension of the planet, you'll notice several things. The info section, it'll tell you the resource compositions on the planet's surface that you can go and can mine, mostly with an SRV. Tell you the percentage chance for said resource to drop. It'll also tell you features, which can range from geographical, biological, and I believe Guardian. That's Guardian Targoid, I believe. Um, that tells you the features, the type of feature, and then the amount of said features. There's also human features, which usually is just like some random little outpost settlement. Then on the bar, you have mostly useless statistics. Nothing that really matters is going to be your gravity, your surface temperature is a minor variable, and then locations. Locations, the only ones that would be really intriguing to actually visit is if it's like Thargoid, Guardian. Human signals usually indicate settlements. Different planets and different planets of different masses, or bodies of different masses, I should say, can have different data. Down here, everything has different data. But if we're looking for something particular, see if I can get another planet that has a biological. This one has geological. Geological features are like geysers, other physical things that aren't directly like life forms. You can go there with your ship or with your SRV. It's easier with the SRV. You find the said geological or biological signatures. You can scan them for a codex entry. The here's 7 human locations. So that's like settlements or something else. Mostly useless. But you can scan said biological geological signatures, and you can go here to the codex on your main page. Go to discoveries. You can go to, in this case, it would be biological and geological, geology and anomalies, or organic structures. Organic structures is the biological signatures. This is the geological signature. And there's different things you can scan. You can get data, small amount of money from scanning the data. There are different valued items. Certain things value more than others. Also, if you're the first person to discover something, by chance, you're the first person to discover it. We go here. We're looking for a specific category. Because there's 3 categories. There's confirmed, there's reported, and then I don't know what that one's called. Rumored. So generally speaking, a rumored signature is something that hasn't, like the database hints at it, but no one's actually discovered it yet. Generally speaking, you won't really find any of it because we just don't know about it entirely at all. So like none of these systems really have any of those. Mostly because this map is so big, so many things to discover. Not even done. games have been out for years. On this panel, you'll have in Odyssey, you'll have 6. In Horizons, you'll have 4. So this panel's on the left half. Combat rank, Explorer rank, Trader rank, CQC rank, Mercenary rank, and Exobiologist rank. Combat rank is for your ship combat, often just referred to as combat. Explorer rank is, selling your, the combat rank is earned by mostly by turning in bounties from killing other pirates, other wanted targets. If you have something and they were wanted, you killed them, you earn money for them. You will lose those if your ship blows up. You do not lose any kind of bounty claims, anything like that, if you turn yourself in because you have a bounty on that area. You'll simply just be transported to the nearest detention center. Which, if you're new to the game, but you're stable with money, I recommend doing that if they have a bounty or anything. So, crime works at the bottom, right? Notoriety. That is basically being known for crime. If you kill legal, civilians, whatever, or clean ships or targets, you'll gain notoriety over time. Sometimes it depends, right? Some things you can kill technically illegally, then your notoriety won't go. Sometimes it just builds up. The notoriety goes down by 1 every 2 hours of actually being online. It will not go down while you're off. So if you log off with notoriety, you'll log back on even if you go a whole day with notoriety. Notoriety stops you from clearing fines that you have against you. Notoriety does not, however, restrict you from clearing bounties, unless it's an interstellar factor. If you clear your bounty in a local system that you have the bounty, you can actually clear it. A fine, whether interstellar or not factor, you will not be able to clear it while you have the notoriety, because you're known for the crime, and no one likes a criminal. Follow me. You can customize your character. Training is the big thing. You can train the different things. You got sims, scenarios, videos. If you ever you wanna go fight someone, you can do either of these two. Like actually do it. If you want to learn first, videos. You have your squadron. That's a process. It costs money to make one, your own. And in terms of what it does, it's basically just grouping. Get a bunch of your friends together or something. Do it. Galactic powers for how the system works. Who goes with who does what, who gives what. Engineers are a valuable asset you'll learn of and be able to use later on in the game. Basically, as you grade in a lot of engineers, they'll tell you about someone else. In this case, the ones that are orange, the ones I know about, and I can go to. I know where they are. For blacked out, it means I know about them, but I don't know where they are. I haven't gained access to talk to them yet. There are some that require you to actually require you to give them items, completing all 3 of the log contract before you can even use them. No, it's just to find another. It says you fulfilled the initial contract. It means you have to do that before you can use their service. If it says sharing knowledge of another engineer, not required to use the services. But even though I don't have this completed, I can go to Navarro and engineer my suit. If you ever need help, there's always help buttons. You can learn about everything. Also, if you ever need help past anything I'm gonna cover in my series, you can go to where is it? Special play, yeah. Codex. You go to the codex. You go to the knowledge base. You can learn about the factions and the powers, plus a couple places. Pilot's handbook for any kind of activity or thing you could possibly try and learn about. I can guarantee you, almost all in here. There's just, you know, you get things, you go through all these, whatever. There's a cool little audio log system you can use right here. So if you just hit play right now, it just fills with the
Torval
local gal
orbital
that needs.
established. Pilots Federation alert. A new starport has become operational in the LTT-198 system, following Senator Zemina Torval's mining initiative. Torval Orbital will serve as the administrative headquarters for Torval Mastopoulos Mining. The company successfully competed against Recon Corporation to establish a presence within LTT-198. Marlon Royce, business analyst for Vox Galactica, observed, Mastopoulos Mining should be boasting about the positive start for its new subsidiary. Instead, its reaction has only confirmed the widening rift between the Mastopoulos family and their corporation's majority shareholder, Zemina Torval. CEO Gabriela Mastopoulos officially distanced herself from the offshoot company, claiming it hijacked our name with the intention of luring our clients. And speaking to Imperial media, both Adrian and Elena Mastopoulos criticized Constantia Torval's suitability to act as operations director. Speculation persists as to why the families have become estranged. For now, Zemina Torval seems to be focusing solely on her direct descendants, with her youngest daughter Petra Torval becoming a fellow senator and grandson Titus Torval promoted to a senior role in Imperial intelligence. The future seems bright for the Torval dynasty.
So basically, they just filling the Galnet news alerts you of a bunch of shenanigans going on within the whole galaxy. This is only important if you tend to do power plays or some other things like community goals, community activities. You notice how I can engage an assist for flying. Is using a particular module called Super Cruise Assist Computer. This is a computer that allows me to auto cruise to a location and drop depending if it's a location that has a lock drop, which the station does. It's also used to the hyperspace throttle. Every time you've seen that when I end a jump, come out of it into the next system, you'll notice that it says hyperspace throttle engaged. It's talking about so normally without the computer or disabling that drive, once you come out of Super Cruise, you'll continue moving forward, which by default is face forward into the sun. I usually have a Super Cruise Assist computer on all ships or most ships because you know sometimes I hit a jump and I step away for a moment because you know this is what I do. Speeding. So when you're docking, the little speeding warning. Look right there, top right, bottom right, is speeding. Speeding. That's if you're going faster than 100 meters per second. Speeding only matters if you hit someone else. If you don't hit someone else, then by all means, go 400 meters per second. Whatever. As long as you don't hit anything, doesn't matter. You hit someone going over 100, you get a fine. Whatever. Do it again, you get a fine. Keep doing it, you'll probably get another fine. Some starport things just literally just give you fines. Actually has one. Wow. Wow. Terrible. Hmm. Oh well, I'll get one somewhere else. So, something you'll need for large explorations is the fuel scoop, which allows you to scoop power or fuel from the stars. Most stars, not all stars. The dwarfs, neutrons, certain suns, that pink one that you saw earlier, pinkish red, you can't scoop them, but it's whatever. So when you do, scan something, planet systems, you can come here. As long as you're more than 20 light years away from the system, you can sell it. You have to be 20 light years away from the system in order to sell that system's data, or be at someone's fleet carrier. Although selling at someone's fleet carrier, you have it at a reduced value because they get a cut. If you decide to kill things, bounties, and everything, you come here to the administrative contact, go to bounty vouchers, and there'll be bounty vouchers there. Codex, intel packages, and trade dividends are for mostly SRV stuff. At least the two when you do data scans for points and or data packets. So, black market for selling mostly illegal things. Power contact for your whatever superpower you're aligned with. Search and rescue for search and rescue things you may pick up. Different stations have different values for different items. Combat bond is basically the ground. It's between like what you do on the ground, walking around, and importantly, when you're with someone else, you get a dividend of what they get. The exploration basis starts with a good ship. With a good ship, gives you a lot of distance. I'll be doing a full series on basically how to do everything in Elite Dangerous. It'll be in a nice little playlist you can find probably in the description. In terms of when everything will be out, weekish ish. So I'll just literally do this. I'll go into more depth into overall combat, bounty hunting, exploration, planetary scans, possibly guardian sites, ground combat, uh, methods to make fast money, mining to a detailed bit, uh, and engineering customization with the with how to get engineering materials. Also, from any questions that anyone might have outside of those categories, if you message me, I can probably make a section for that, depending on what it is. If you want to learn about uh, Colonia or Raxla, use the book, the Codex book, and everything. The knowledge base. It's faster. Trust me. But yep, Elite Dangerous is a good game. There are a lot of bugs in both Horizons and Odyssey. Odyssey is a bit more resource intensive. For some reason, it's mostly terrain generation. So if you generally speaking stay off of surface planets, yeah, it's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Um, but a lot of times getting onto the actual ground, doing ground things, is a bit more resource taxing. Fun fact: if you want a point defense turret, that's what this thing is. It's optimal to put it at an upmost position, either on the very top or the very bottom of your ship. In most cases, it's more effective on the top. Um, I'll go into outfitting and all the detailings, in a later episode. But put it on the top. Also go cover some crime things. I probably will cover a lot of everything in Odyssey, the ground missions and everything. I'll have a whole one probably for most of the missions, how to do them, how to work them, how to get around them, what's not worth it, what's worth it. I'll do I'll tell you what's worth and not worth most things, but Odyssey is definitely something you can get a lot of money into, really fast. Odyssey, mining are two big things, like the Odyssey ground conflict zones, and then mining in general. Those are two very good ways to earn money really fast. The current community event, you can buy 224 HE suits for like 80,000 and sell them at the community goal area for over 1 million. So if you can get a ship with 220, like 224, you can buy it for like 80 grand and sell it all for over 1 million. Pretty solid. But there's still better ways. That's just an easier way because you're basically just transporting it crap from one place to another. But like I said, it's only 80,000. A lot of missions, most missions offer more than 80,000 for one mission. But yeah, if you really have a hard time um, getting money because like missions are complex, I'll go over that some other time. But the best bet would just be to grab literally just 20 missions that just say to to send data from one place to another. It's called data courier. Courier. Um, yeah, you basically just have data on your ship's computer. You send it from one place to another. If it says like we're at 8, try don't do it. That would mean that you're probably gonna get attacked, and you're not gonna be prepared for that. I will prepare you for just about any occurrence you'll experience within your first month ish of Elite Dangerous if you so choose to play. And for anyone who is already playing, or for someone who thinks there's some god, they're better than me, I don't care. I'm just here to help. There's a lot of people that say Odyssey is bad because this, because that. Thing is, not bad because this or that. Because of those people that talk about it bad. Sure, it was bad when it first released. There was so many things. I don't even want to go into it. You can go to their go to the website and look at the change logs. It's great. Some of the things are actually kind of funny in it. You look at the change logs. But yeah, Elite Dangerous is definitely a fun game to get into, especially if you're into space, space and that such. And I definitely enjoy playing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna go do some shenanigans. Go do some loot. You can always message, comment, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. I'm all good with it. You're all good with it. We're cool. But yep, I'll be definitely explaining everything in Elite Dangerous you possibly need to know later on. Take it all and have fun.